listening friend. Happy Sunday. Feel free to leave in the comments where you're coming in from, what the temperature is. So it's Sunday here at Karuna, which means it's the calm before the kirtan, when up to 100 people will come to share ceremonial cacao and music. So last night on my first floor we had a fire and a listening party to a lot of the music that we've been creating for the kirtan album over the past 2 months now. I haven't covered that so much actually, simply because we've been so much in it, and I've been also in finishing Pian, so it's kind of amazing all the things that are converging. So I have a new album that I recorded. It's actually out on Bandcamp, but it'll be out on Spotify soon with Miel. I have a full-length album. I just want to record one more track for it, the song from my sister Mary's song. And then maybe while I'm in the States, I'll be releasing a new full-length acoustic album. And we have a 12-track kirtan album with 11 different musicians that we have. We're just in awe at how good it is sounding and what we've created together. So on March 7th, I'll be traveling to the U.S., to the western side of Colorado. And then on March 15th, I'll be doing a kirtan release kirtan at Mycelium House in Boulder, Colorado. And then I'll be going 5 days to my hometown to attend a few family things. And then I'll be going to New York for more kirtans, some folk music releases, hoping to get a few poetry events. So it's the calm before the big day and the repose before the big travels. So it's nice to be here. I have some poems I'll share with you, drinking tea. It's beautiful to see all the intricate weavings of life. And I am featuring, so now that I'm going to the States, I put stuff up on my Etsy, some treasures there, and I have 4 of these left. These are the link there, Karuna Care packages. So this has one of my favorite incense, hand-rolled, organic, natural incense from India, Nag Champa. Found a Tulsi tea, just very healthy. Most of us around here drink Tulsi every day. Sea salt that we got from the coast. And then flowering Serenity featuring White Lotus. And I don't have with me, but we're adding Tulsi seeds if you want to grow Tulsi in your own house. These will be the seeds from Neem Karoli Baba's ashram in India I carried, and now there's a lot of plants. And then Miel's also adding a flower garland. I'm sure I'll put some libritos and some other extras in there. Tomorrow, Miel and I are going across the lake to Santiago, where there's a lot of local artisan stuff. So don't be surprised if the care basket from Karuna gets even better. And you can click on the link and check that out. And I also have some other cool stuff on Etsy. Let's read a poem. I'll recite one that I really love. It was, so I arrived at the lake in 2017, Lake Atitlan, and my life was in shambles then. I had a chronic neck injury, which had dragged on 2 years by that point, and by that point I was done fighting, trying to heal. I was simply surrendered, moved to Lake Atitlan to, I thought, live out the rest of my painful days. So one of the first poems I wrote on Lake Atitlan sort of captures the sentiments of that time, the uncertainty and yet the faith, the despair and yet the hope, and the surrender to the new possibilities, which it's amazing to sit now in this bedroom above the ground in Karuna and to see what time has wrought. So I wrote this poem in 2017, and what a different world that 8 years has cultivated, created. So happy to be a part of this world in this moment and here with you. From my collection, All the Beloved Known Things. All the beloved known things. There is a light that shines at dawn that is not the sunrise. There is music in the air that your ears will not detect. If you know why a free bird sings, if you can understand why somebody might leave all the beloved known things to follow a preview of a premonition of a spark of the heart's tugging hope, then you have already been to that place where no one arrives and no one leaves. Why not rise to the occasion of your own possibilities? Why not forget the appeasement of unfamiliar natures and race towards the ancient ecstaticism that's been hidden in everyone on the cosmic Easter egg hunt? Once you cross a bridge, you're on the other side. Once you take a dive, the water will not be able to resist engulfing you completely. It's okay to dream like this, wild, hopeful, and free, assured that what will be wonderful, committed to come alive whatever comes your way. No need to worry about whom to believe. Just notice who's happy. See whose smile barely fits in their face, whose closely held serenity leaves them unperturbed in the turbulence of preferences and opinions, whose presence is a gift, guiding lost starlight home to your heart. Seek your heart out, Sojourner. Enjoy the party. Join the celebration. You belong here. We've been waiting and wondering when you'd grace us with your possibilities. Be well, wanderer. You are as home as you are living in your heart. And today, the ocean inside of you is as calm as it is immense, as you are hopeful and free. Thanks, Charlotte. So let me know if you guys have a preferred beverage in the morning. What's in your cup? Is it coffee? Is it chocolate? So one of the cabins here at Karuna is named Rumi's Guest House. Rumi is a 13th century Sufi mystic poet. And here's a poem I've always loved of his called The Guest House, which, I think relates very relevantly to our human experience. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes like an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweeps your house bare. Treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the malice, the shame. Greet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Okay, I like coffee too. I'm drinking Right Puer. Karuna coffee is available now. I don't have it individually, but I do have it. Oops, sneeze is coming. Whoa, my brains are gone. But we do have, so Karuna coffee, I have a small coffee planting here in Sunana Valley, and it's all organic. It's not treated with anything. And I call it compassionate trade. So the workers, I hire local women to gather the coffee, and they're used to getting paid $6 a day. That's usually a good price for them. So I pay them $25 a day, because I firmly believe that, having lived in Guatemala 17 years, even what they call fair trade, the people at the bottom are in difficult situations, so that Starbucks can fill coffees for the far greater privilege all over the world. So I can't change all that, but I can be a counterpoint. So my coffee production last year produced 46 pounds of coffee. I sold that on my Heart Revival tour. And if you click on the Care Basket for Etsy link and just go to my general Etsy page, you'll see there is a pound of coffee with Mama Cacao. So it's a whole pound. Last year I was selling a half pound of coffee for $20, just because when you produce it all by hand and pay the workers well, the cost is a little bit more than your normal bag of Starbucks coffee. But it has been called the best coffee anyone's ever had, so feel free to check that out. Yeah, I was wondering, Charlotte, what you were saying, CV offer. I was like, should I send you my CV? I'd have to write one. I don't think I could ever have a normal job again. I have many endeavors and projects, but showing up at 8 to 5 to do someone else's bidding, there's just no room in my life. Yeah, they are. They are. I remember the first year I did this 3 years ago, I asked them how much they wanted to get paid, and I knew whatever number they said, I was going to times that number by 4, because I knew they were going to, say the rate that was probably the highest they imagined getting paid. And, yeah, that feels good. So, and if you check out the Karuna coffee and drink it, know that, from the trees, they're not being treated with pesticides, or it's all organic, hand-picked, hand-pulped, taking the fruit off, hand-shelled, dried on the roof of our future library here, toasted at Shambhala, and available. That's how I started drinking coffee again, was when I started making my own coffee. So this physically is a very interesting book. I got this in Berkeley, California. You can see it was $10. It was actually in better shape when I got it. It was together, but I've carried it a lot, carried it into the forest. So this is the Book of Hours, which is Rainer Maria Rilke, a German poet's first collection of poetry. And it was interesting because this was published in the United States during World War II. There weren't a lot of German authors being published in the United States during World War II. This is 1941. Wow, this is the 4th printing of a first edition. Maybe I should have kept it in better shape. But he was so well beloved that even when Germany was being boycotted, they were still printing him. I think it mentions that. So this came out in 1903. Okay, let's read one. A poem from Rainer Maria Rilke. Yeah, coffee can make us crazy, Julie. There are 2 left of Peaceful Air herbal tea without caffeine. That is lavender, lemongrass, tulsi, and horsetail. Okay, a poem from Rainer Maria Rilke. Now the hour bows down. It touches me, throbs metallic and lucid and bold. My senses are trembling. I feel my own power. On the plastic day I lay hold. Until I perceived it, no thing was complete, but waited, hushed, unfulfilled. My vision is ripe. To each glance like a bride comes softly the thing that was willed. There is nothing too small, but my tenderness paints it large on the background of gold, and I prize it, not knowing whose soul at the sight released may unfold. I love this. There's nothing too small, but my tenderness paints it large on a background of gold. There's a lot of, movements, corridors in my life. There's the corridor, say, of the workers, that relationship and setting. There's the corridor of the, hi Debbie, the resident at Karuna, the work there. There's the corridor of the garden, There's the corridor of the music. There's the corridor of the writing. There's the corridor of the helping of the Integral Heart family. There's the corridor of friends, corridor of families, corridor of work, corridor of so many things, right? Our lives are so full. Sometimes we long for greater simplicity. And often I place myself within greater simplicity in a retreat or a moving away. But I think the key is not to, not do anything in life, but to do things simply, to do each task at hand, to not get lost in the galore of everything that needs to get done, but to show up gratefully for our life and to do everything with a grateful heart, because even the hard things that we have to do in life imply that we're here to do it, that we're here on earth. Today you are the youngest you will ever be in this lifetime, but you're also the oldest you've ever been. So you have more time than you'll ever have right now. And you have more experience than you've ever had to choose how to show up for that time. And yeah, contemplations like this can sometimes shake us out of the murk, the misery, the despair, and into the gratefulness of the opportunities we have on this earth, the opportunities to be alive. Just some morning thoughts on this Sunday. Let's read it. Let's hear from our old friend Rumi again. A night full of talking that hurts, my worst held back secrets. Everything has to do with loving and not loving. This night will pass. We have work to do. A night full of talking that hurts. We've all been to those nights, right? My worst held back secrets. Everything has to do with loving and not loving. This night will pass. Then we have work to do. And tea to drink. So if you just came on, I'm featuring some of the stuff I'm offering on Etsy as I prepare to go to the States. So Care Basket has other things, but 2 teas in it. One, a very rare, you can't get this commercially, Guatemalan White Lotus and your Blooming Serenity tea. And then my favorite, Tulsi. Talking in the Night, a poem from Rumi. In the middle of the night I cried out, who lives in this love I have? You said I do, but I'm not here alone. Why are these other images with me? I said they are reflections of you, just as the beautiful inhabitants of Chagall in Turkestan resemble each other. Oh, I gotta respond. Yeah, it is really amazing. I bought it 2.5 years ago on my trip to India. Handmade, met the metal outlet, met whatever they call the people that make those things. And I was gonna put it on my front door, but my front door is a double door. So to put it in the center where it would look good, I couldn't open that door. And then I thought I was gonna put it on my second floor door, but I'm doing a Japanese sliding door with paper, so it won't fit on there. And I chose not to put it on my front door because I figured someone's going to steal it. So I put it on the trail. So yeah, I'm really happy to send that lion door knocker to someone. I've been keeping it safe for 2.5 years and ready to let it go as I don't really have a place for it right now. Talking in the Night from Rumi. In the middle of the night I cried out, who lives in this love I have? You said I do, but I'm not here alone. Why are these other images with me? I said they are reflections of you, just as the beautiful inhabitants of Chagall in Turkestan resemble each other. You said, but who is the other living being? That is my wounded soul. Then I brought that soul to you as a prisoner. This is dangerous, I said. Don't let him off easy. He winked and gave me one end of delicate thread. Pull it tight, but don't break it. I reached my hand to touch you. You struck it down. Why are you so harsh with me? For good reason, but certainly not to keep you away. Whoever enters this place saying, here I am, must be slapped. This is not a pen for sheep. There are no separating distances here. This is love's sanctuary. Saladin is how the soul looks. Rub your eyes and look again with love at love. Rub your eyes and look again at love with love. Hi, Goldie. Good to see you. And let us know, guys, where you're tuning in from and what the temperature is there. Okay, so we'll end this video as I must turn to tend to the gardens below for the kirtan with the reading from The Way of Love, the last meditations of Anthony de Mello. He was from India, but ended up becoming a Christian Catholic priest, so he's got a very interesting perspective. We'll read, Be awake. Blessed are the servants whom the Master finds awake when he comes. Luke 12:37. Everywhere in the world, people are in search of love, for everyone is convinced that love alone can save the world. Love alone can make life meaningful and worth living. But how few understand what love really is and how it arises in the human heart. It is so frequently equated with good feelings towards others, with benevolence or nonviolence or service. But these things in themselves are not love. Love springs from awareness. It is only in so much as you see someone as he or she really is, and now, here and now, and not as they are in your memory or your desire or in your imagination or projection, that you can truly love them. Otherwise, it is not the person that you love, but the idea that you have found of this person, and that you have formed of this person, or this person as the object of your desire, not as he or she is in themselves. Therefore, the first act of love is to see this person or this object, this reality as it truly is. And this involves the enormous discipline of dropping your desires, your prejudices, your memories, your projections, your selective way of looking. A discipline so great that most people would rather plunge headlong into good actions and service than submit to the burning fire of this asceticism. When you set out to serve someone whom you have not taken the trouble to see, are you meeting that person's need or your own? So the first ingredient of love is to really see the other. The second ingredient is equally important is to see yourself, to ruthlessly flash the light of awareness on your motives, your emotions, your needs, your dishonesty, your self-seeking, your tendency to control and manipulate. This means calling things by their name, no matter how painful the discovery and its consequences. If you achieve this type of awareness of the other and yourself, you will know what love is. For you will have attained a mind and a heart that is alert, vigilant, clear, sensitive, a clarity of perception, a sensitivity that will draw you an accurate, appropriate response to every situation at every moment. Sometimes you will be irresistibly impelled to action. At others, you will be held back and restrained. You will sometimes be made to ignore others and sometimes give them attention they seek. At times, you will be gentle and yielding, at others hard, uncompromising, assertive, even violent. For the love that is born of sensitivity takes many unexpected forms and principles, but to present concrete reality. When you first experience this kind of sensitivity, you are likely to experience terror, for all your defenses will be torn down your dishonesty exposed, the protected walls around you burned. Think of the terror that comes to a rich man when he sets out to really see the pitiful condition of the poor, to a power-hungry dictator when he really looks at the plight of the people he oppresses, to a fanatic, a bigot, when he really sees the falsehood of his convictions when they do not fit the facts. The terror that comes to the romantic lover when he decides to really see what he loves is not his beloved, but his image of her. That is why the most painful act the human being can perform, the act that he dreads the most, is the act of seeing. It is the act of seeing that love, it is in the act of seeing that love is born. Or rather, more accurately, the act of seeing is love. Once you begin to see, your sensitivity will drive your awareness. Not just the things that you chose to see, but of everything else as well. Your poor ego will try desperately to blunt that sensitivity because its defenses are being stripped away and left with no protection and nothing to cling to. If you ever allow yourself to see, it will be the death of you. And that is why love is so terrifying. For to love is to see, and to see is to die. But it is also the most delighting and exhilarating experience in the whole world. For in the death of the ego is freedom, peace, serenity, joy. If it is love that you truly desire, then set out at once on the task of seeing. Take it seriously and look at someone you dislike and really see your prejudice. Look at someone you cling to or something you cling to and really see the suffering, the futility, the unfreedom of clinging, and look long and lovingly at human faces and human behavior. Take some time out to gaze in wonder at nature, the flight of a bird, a flower in bloom, the dry leaf crumbling to dust, the flow of a river, the rising of the moon, a silhouette of a mountain against the sky. As you do this, the hard protective shell around your heart will soften and melt, and your heart will come alive in sensitivity and responsiveness. The darkness in your eyes will be dispelled, and your vision will become clear and penetrating, and you will know at last what love is. Stirring sentiments, right? You know, a lot of what we call love in this world is just attachment, right? Just craving certain feelings that we want from others. And when we operate that way, we operate inefficiently, ineffectively, and we create a lot of chaos when the object of our desire no longer gives us what we're looking for. So a lot of love is also an exchange game, a contract. I should say a lot of what is called love. Because love is connection, love is seeing, love is searching, love is patient, kind, understanding. Doesn't need to be seen to be fulfilled. And I think about parents. I'm not a parent myself, but how that's such a practice field for love, selfless giving. It must be hard. I think when I was a teenager and was disrespectful to my parents, it must have been hard for them. To have for my mom, the baby she suckled, the toddler she raised, to, raise his voice as a 16-year-old at her, and how lost we both had to be in those situations to inhabit our strife, our conflict, rather than the pervading love of parent and children. So, some thoughts, reflections, if you have your own, feel free to leave them. Comment. It's past 8, so it's time for me to soon descend my tower. go out into the world for a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day in the dry season. Hey, good morning, Tammy. How are you doing today? We were just doing some readings, drinking tea. I'm also offering some stuff on Etsy in anticipation of my trip. So if you're available, if anyone's available, March 15th in Boulder, we'll have a cacao ceremony, kirtan. I'll be carrying some fun stuff, indigenous products from Guatemala. And Tammy also sells some tea from Karuna on Tamlin Tea. And I want to show you Tammy. So I'm offering on Etsy my Karuna Care Package. These are 4 of the items that will be in there, but we keep adding items. So Miao's adding a flower garland. I'm adding tulsi seeds from Neem Curly, Baba's ashram. And one of the teas in here is flowering serenity. So this has white lotus from Guatemala that we gathered as a Karuna when we went to the coast in December. So you can't get this anywhere commercially. I looked for it, the white Guatemalan lotus. So that's very special. And then we have tulsi tea. We have our most popular incense here at Karuna, sea salt, flower garland, and tulsi seeds so far. But tomorrow I'm going to a village where there's a lot of artisanal products. So I'm sure I'll add friendship bracelets and such things. There's only 4 left. So I would love for you to check that out and send you a care package from Karuna. I will send you a message. And also I will be doing, I believe, a Zoom soon with Talking with Tammy. Thanks for your patience in my messages. I'm not an instant responder to messages. So when my messages, maybe you guys have this weird fill up, I just kind of take a break and then I get to it when I can. A lot of beautiful life being lived on these shores. And, there's a lot of talk. What are your thoughts, Tammy? No, he didn't cut that much off, but I'll probably get another one when I'm in the States. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm in that awkward middle state. It's like I haven't had long hair in 2 years. I had before that long hair for 7 years. Should I cut it short or should I let it grow? These are the questions I don't really ask myself, but I see I'm at that stage where it could go either way. And what do you think, Tammy, about that they delete our live videos now? So you got to watch this while you can. You can't watch it in the future. I guess maybe Facebook ran out of storage space, so they have to dump our live videos. It's obviously financial. Facebook was earning more from my live videos after 30 days than it costs to store them. They would obviously keep it. So I'm glad, at least in my world, money is not what drives my decision making. Sometimes it's what defies my decision making. That would be sad to always be operating with that calculus. And that's why the world so often cries itself to sleep. That's good tea, although it did get pretty strong, so I am almost out. This is the first time since I've been making videos on this page online. I'm almost out of pu'er tea, ripe pu'er. So I'm actually excited to run out. When COVID started, I amassed 2 years supply of tea because I was I don't know what's happening in the world, but I know I'm going to want to drink tea. And, it was a year ago, I banned myself. I'm no more tea, Luke. You have all this tea, you have to drink it. So I've been drinking it, and now I'm excited because I followed the rules of my own game, and I'll be able to get some tea. Got some herbal tea on Etsy. I'm really pushing that because I want it all packaged and ready to ship before I go to the state. Yeah, that is sad. It just reminds us we can't really trust these platforms to work for us. They got their own agenda. Here we are. I've been doing a lot on YouTube. If you guys want to check out my YouTube. That's also my Instagram. So I post different things on there than here. I think that's my YouTube and my Instagram. If you want to check out what I'm doing on there, I'll probably start doing more lives on there because you can. So I'm also, I share things on Patreon, Instagram. I'm interested in checking out this Blue Sky thing. I think if you say it on this platform, they shadow ban you. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like, I don't know. I just sit around and drink tea. I probably have 1,000 hours of just sitting around drinking tea like this. And I don't know that many people ever relive that. So yeah, I find I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're doing that. I don't know why they're doing that. It's not like the live videos are more than 360, what do they call it? I don't know, bit rate, frame rate. So, but whatever happens in the world, I just hope my mouth works and my arm works so I can drink tea. Makes everything better. All right. Well, I don't want to ever sleep against this window because I'm afraid I'll fall out in the night. Oh wait, that's my face. There's the pond. The goldfish are still doing great. We had a big feast from the garden yesterday with Karuna. Oh, that's a cool idea, Tammy. Yeah, like a reel. I wouldn't be surprised if like they get enough backlash from creators that they change their mind. Yeah, this platform's hard because even if you have problems, there's no customer support, there's no one to talk to. It's just like all controlled by robots. And it's funny, every time I upload music of my own that I've written and released, they say, you don't have permission to use this. This is copyrighted material. And I have to like go in and file a dispute and say, I am the person that you think I'm stealing the copyright music from. It is my music. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, does like Bruce Springsteen have to do that on his page? Like every time he uploads a Bruce Springsteen song, or does he got some special condition where they're able to figure out this guy called author Luke McGuire Armstrong is probably the same guy called Luke McGuire Armstrong on Spotify. It's very unlikely he's stealing somebody's music of his same name. But no, the robots aren't that smart yet. But Bruce Springsteen, if you're out there, how do you do it? Like, do you really have to file a dispute every time you post a song of yours? Because this platform believes you have stolen it from Bruce Springsteen, who you also happen to be. Thoughts for a Sunday morning. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I'll show you my desk downstairs. Very happy with how that turned out. The Tibetan Bell and Dorje set, that's sold. So, and I think I have 2 more of these left. This is Peaceful Air Tea. Lavender, Tulsi, lemongrass, horsetail. I'll be in the States in 7 days. And the first thing I like to do when I'm in the States is get all the pendant mailing to the post office. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll stream the Kurt Dunn today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. Thanks for all you do. Wishing you a beautiful Sunday.